Hi guys, welcome to Fishing Tackle channel. This video is from last month when I visited Southern California and I decided to fish out of Pierpoint on a boat called the Enterprise. It's a full day or 3/4 day, whatever you want to call it. And it was from fishing was from what time was it? 7 to um 6 or 7 o'clock. Was it 6 to 6? Something like that. But just remember there's going to be about 2 to 3 hour travel time out and back. So you're technically fishing out of 12 to 10 hours that they claim it to be. In reality, you're only fishing for at most 4 hours or a little bit plus minus 4 or 5 hours depending on how far they go out. So expect if it's inshore, it will be somewhere between hour to 2 hour. So if you're within Catalina Island, then you're still inshore fishing somewhat. And if you go beyond that, it would be offshore. So for inshore fishing, just you're targeting anything from rockfish, bottom fishing, salmon grouper. Just Google it and you'll find out. You sculpin definitely. So that's something that you're gonna have to determine. But if you just want to go out to catch whatever fish, it doesn't matter. Pure Point Enterprise. The reason I picked this place was it's actually the most affordable, cheapest full day you could find. I don't even know how they can make money off of charging people, but here's the parking. Parking is pretty good. You do have to pay about $2 or $3 validation, but you need to get there early. There's only 28 spaces in the back. So if you search for Pure Point Fishing, it'll take you to the parking lot. Just park it between space 1 through 28. You'll be fine, and you pay the ticket. You would have to pay for the license if you're visiting like me, and then parking ticket, and then license, full day license, which is about $18. So that was galley. All the boats in California, you don't need to bring your food or drinks. They prefer you not to bring it. That's probably how they make the money by selling beer. They have liquor license and they have a grill for full service. So you'll get burger, I mean, not burger, French fry, hamburger, grilled sandwiches, burrito breakfast sandwich, variety of beer on a can and bottles and sodas and everything. That's so. Here's a quick tour of how it looks. It's no different from if you've seen my victory trip. I have a couple more trips on that, so make sure to subscribe. But it's very similar. You are looking at minimum of 10 people. So if they have 10 people, 10 fishermen signed up, they're gonna go out no matter what. Victory is pretty good at going out if they have 10 people and they'll online the captain will say we're going out. I asked how they are sure of it. They'll say even if they've been in a situation where they had 6 people, they still went out. But that's because of how the captain and the owners negotiate, I guess, or discuss. There are days that they sell out on multiple days. So they schedule by month, and if they sell out, and if they sold out early in the month or later, they know they're gonna sell out. They're gonna schedule a trip no matter what. They will literally take 5 people out, and I've seen Victory do that. Pure Point, I'm not sure, but I don't. They're pretty popular again for like $80. That's a deal. So make sure to tip your deckhands, mates, as well as purchase as much as you can on the galley, so that yeah, they could afford to continue to keep the price low and um, become a regular. I guess that's what I would say. But Pure Point, Victory, they're the cheapest boats out here. Pure Point will most definitely go to Catalina Island on every trip. Victory won't do that all the time. So that's something you're gonna have to expect. So Pierpoint, expect throughout the week on this boat there are two captains. So let me see. The captains are Captain, I believe Mitch and Captain Andy. So call in ahead and find out what their schedules are because they split between like Sunday through I think like Monday through Thursday and then Friday through Sunday or something like that. So they'll set their schedule and those two captains will take you out. And they have a different style of fishing. So just make sure you know who you're going with. If you don't care, that's fine. I think one captain, I can't remember. I think Captain Mitch. If you're a regular, leave a comment. I think Captain Mitch is more of a conservative one. He wants to get everybody on fish. Um, so he'll go for sculpin fishing and things like that to make sure everybody has something in their bag. Captain Andy, I believe, or the other way around, I think, is a risk taker. So if there are yellowtail or tuna around or mahi somewhere on offshore, he'll use the fuel to take you out and chase it. So it's a high payoff if when he takes the risk and if it works out. If it doesn't, then you might come home without any fish. So that's something to consider based on your preference. Some people like me, I'm okay with going home without catching any fish. So there's my, I think first sheephead. So for sheephead, if you're, I personally, that's the only fish that I would target. Every other fish, especially if you're from East Coast, it doesn't taste that good. But sheephead, California sheephead, the red and black one, is close to like I would say nothing like the sheephead you see in East Coast in Maryland or Delaware. It's more like a tog, a really firm, um, delicious meat on it because it eats mainly like shellfish, especially shrimp. So if you want to catch that fish, you want to have enough shrimp ready in a small cut bait. And there's my second sheephead that I caught. So that was a male and a female. Two I caught. I should have caught more, um, but this wasn't expected for me. I got tired of fishing for calico sea bass. So if they are targeting calico sea bass in a kelp bed, there's going to be sheephead. So just ask the deckhand and make sure you have your shrimp ready. So these guys right now, bunch of Chinese, I think Asian fellows right over there. They brought their own shrimp and they caught like 6 or 7 sheephead each. I didn't have it. I caught the 2 sheephead with the anchovies we had, and luckily they were small anchovies, as you could see. I was able to catch it, and then mainly most of the people were targeting that calico bass you see to the right. So that was a keeper. I think it's like 10 or 12 inches. But they're really good eating. So get your shrimp ready. And when people are fishing for calico bass, personally, having tasted black sea bass, calico bass does not even compare to black sea bass. Calico bass is kind of like dried and not that good, to be honest. It's comparable to like I think largemouth bass, like a freshwater bass. Um, and definitely I took it home and gave it to my mom, and she was like, don't bring calico bass or sand bass home again. And she said, just bring sheephead because they're delicious when it's braised in soy sauce, like Japanese style. So another thing you guys have to realize, it's fishing, not catching. The captain's gonna say that. So expect like what you're gonna catch based on the live bait that's available. Here we had plenty of smaller anchovies, so it was easy to catch calico bass, and it was small enough for to attract a sheephead. So I caught 2, and I missed out on like 4 of them, but they were small enough, and those anchovies work great for those kind of fish, as well as if they say they're going for rockfish, for a salmon group or other, the red fish color on a deep like 100, 200, or 300 feet. But That's what you need. If they have sardines, it's great for, so for those anchovies. It was a horrible bait because there were yellowtail and the big yellowtail and barracuda. The big fish, sports game fish, it's not going. Well, it will go for anchovy, but they prefer bigger sardines. So this day it didn't really work out because we tried. Everybody tried with anchovy and nobody caught a yellowtail that day. With sardine, you'll definitely get plenty of yellowtail or big barracuda. Um, but vice versa, if you're going rock fishing, we went for the rock fishing one time and they only had sardine, big sardine, and that was way too big for rock fishing. So they had to cut it up into small bait, but it wasn't biting, so we didn't do so well. So those are things that you have to consider, that whatever the bait that's available for the date and what the captain decides to go for will matter. So every day is a risk taking. If you have a perfect day with the right bait, with the right captain at the right location, you're gonna get a plenty of variety of fish. And that's what I did before. And for today, I didn't want a calico bass, and I didn't bring my shrimp, but I was lucky enough to get a good, delicious sheephead. But another thing I could have done, they have the deckhands also catch fish. So if you tip him and just say, "Hey, can I get one of those fish?" You could get him. They didn't have a sheephead, so I didn't ask for it. But if you didn't catch any calico or sand bass and you want him, you just let him know and just tip him a little bit more. They'll just charge you for filleting. But that's about it. I have more videos, so make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.